So I have it recording so that I can always send you guys the link should you wish to have this moving forward. So Giltedge Africa, as most of you know, specializes in Southern and East Africa and the gorgeous Indian Ocean islands off the east coast of Africa. We are the winner of the World Travel Awards for 7 years in a row. So just to let you know that you are in excellent hands. We customize all our itineraries based on your client's budget, their destination preferences, the time of the year, length of trip, and interests. And we also have designated senior travel consultants who we are assigning to you, and they will work with you on all future trips. This builds a great relationship. Our headquarters are in the beautiful city of Cape Town, and our U.S. headquarters is here in Austin, Texas, which is where I am, and that affords everybody 24-hour service. So just wanted to give that little overview to everybody, and I'm now going to launch into the stunning gorilla tracking seminar. So here goes. Giltedge Africa, as I've mentioned, has many divisions. We have incentives, we have golf and safari, international, DMC, as well as the ocean islands. So gorilla tracking in Africa, there are 2 locations. One is Rwanda, and the other, of course, is Uganda. I'm going to start off with Rwanda. Both locations are in the northern sort of west part of East Africa. So access to Rwanda is via the city of Kigali over here. And the gorilla tracking takes place in the Volcanoes National Park. You can see it over there. In this park, there are 12 habituated gorilla families, and they're all based on the mountain slopes and the bamboo forests. So it is quite a trek, or a trek, as some people may say. It is also the home to the research base of the late American primatologist Diane Fossey. And of course, the movie Gorillas in the Mist was named after her, and has certainly put Rwanda on the map, so to speak. Uganda. The best access to Uganda is via Entebbe. And the gorillas are mainly found in the Burundi impenetrable forests, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And there are about 9 habituated gorilla families throughout this park. And you're going to see some beautiful photos. It's a very dramatic landscape. It's a bird's paradise. And actually, both Uganda and Rwanda are stunning for their scenic beauty as well as for the gift of seeing the gorillas. So again, just in summary, Volcanoes National Park, which is in Rwanda, and the Burundi Impenetrable Forest, the UNESCO World Heritage Site in Uganda. Now, this is very important, what you need to know. So because of conservation efforts, there are strict rules to apply, and this is to minimize the stress and the potential disease of transmission. We are trying to conserve, and many of these gorillas are endangered. So there is just a maximum of 8 guests per party, and these are allowed to see the gorilla families. You have a maximum of 1 hour to view these gorgeous gorillas, and you have to maintain a minimum of 7 meters, which is about 23 feet distance from the gorillas at all time. And it's important to know that you need a good level of fitness and stamina. So it's not for the faint of heart. You are tracking, and they do try and put you into groups of people of similar stamina, but for the most part, it's just important to know these restrictions or protocols. Now, who can go? Well, important here to know that no children under the age of 15 years are allowed. And the guests who have any kind of illness, cold or flu, on the day can be denied. In Uganda, arrangements can be made for physically challenged people, so that's interesting to know. And there's no eating, drinking, smoking, or flash photography allowed. So a lot of protocol, but certainly, and you can just see in these adorable pictures over here, certainly worth abiding with. Permit fees, not cheap. The cost of one gorilla permit in Rwanda is $1,500. And that's just for the permit to see the gorillas, but it's going to a fabulous cause. And in in Uganda, it's 600, so significantly less expensive. With only 8 guests per gorilla family, the permits are limited, and it's essential to book in advance, and these permits need to be paid for at the time of the initial safari or the trip booking, so they can be purchased immediately once you have confirmed the trip with your client. These permits are non-transferable. They're for a specific person on a specific day. And so unless you have a medical certificate for anybody who is ill, there are no refunds. So quite strict, but again, as I keep saying, definitely worthwhile. I just wanted to point out, as you can see the photograph below, that in addition to seeing the gorillas, the scenery, as you'll see as we go a little forward, is absolutely spectacular. So a little logistics on how to get to Rwanda. Well, first of all, there are many international flights that go via Europe, and they go directly into Kigali International Airport, which is over here. And that, of course, is the capital. You can also get there via Nairobi in Kenya. So from Africa, you can get there via Nairobi and not anywhere, but from several different points in Europe. Rwanda Air is also flying now directly from JFK to Kigali. So that is very new and very exciting. Also recently, Rwanda Air launched a flight to Cape Town in South Africa via Zimbabwe, and making it very easy now to add the gorilla tracking onto a Southern Africa itinerary. From Kigali, to get to the Volcanoes National Park, it's a short helicopter flight or an easy 2.5, 3-hour road transfer. And I wanted just to, go back to the Southern and East Africa part, and that is, Africa's huge. The continents of Russia, the United States, several European countries, Israel, all fit into the continent of Africa. So the fact that we have got flights now that go from South Africa to Kigali makes South Africa and Southern Africa and East Africa a little bit more palatable in getting to in one single itinerary. Stunning photographs. Just wanted to show you the volcanoes. This picture on the right looks like there's a UFO actually sitting on the volcano, but certainly spectacular scenery. Now, climate and weather in Rwanda. Rwanda is known all year round as being tropical. The temperatures never go really above 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and at night it's 59. It can be a bit chilly in the Virunga Mountains. The best time to go is during the dry season, and that is June, July, August, which is our summer, their winter, and also December to March. So the rainy season is in April to May and November, and as the terrain is muddy and slippery and you're trekking and you're going through all the jungles and the forests, it's probably best not to go during the rainy season. Beautiful birds, stunning animals, just a paradise all in all. I'm going to go through a couple of the lodges now, and these are mostly lodges that are a little upscale, more luxury, and that's predominantly the clientele who tend to go to Uganda, so I'm going to focus on these. The first one is the Basati Lodge, and I'm actually going to jump to a picture of the lodge immediately, and you will see the wow factor. Absolutely gorgeous. They look like birds' nests, Basati Lodge. And here's a picture of the internal inside the lodge itself. Gorgeous structure, really, really, really beautiful. Now jump back to the lodge. It's located on 42 hectares and it borders the Volcanoes National Park. Spectacular views of forest and the mountains and the surrounding volcanoes. It's only 30 minutes to the entrance of the park where you'll start the gorilla tracking. I had mentioned earlier there's access to the lodge by helicopter. Very unique architectural and interior design, and they're rooted in the Rwanda culture and the tradition. All the lodges you will see, including Basati, are exclusive. There's only 6 to maybe about 10 villas. And again, fantastic bird watching and guided hikes and visit to the surrounding communities. Again, there it is, Basati. The next lodge is Sabiyinyo Silverback Lodge. This is only 15 minutes from the Volcanoes National Park. Also great spectacular views of the volcanoes and the surrounding countryside. There are 9 rooms, 6 cottages, and a 2-bedroom family cottage. Again, there's all sorts of activities and mountain bike excursions, visit to see the golden monkeys, and a local cultural village and trek to see Diane Fossey's original scientific research camp. Again, she, of course, made that movie, Gorillas in the Mist, famous. Here is a stunning picture of the lodge, again with the volcanoes. The interior, a little bit more traditional, more of a little colonial / Rwanda design. The Virunga Lodge, this is the 3rd lodge, only 10 uniquely styled, they call them bandas, and again decorated in the vibrant Rwandan fabrics and furniture, and lots of activities, again golden monkey visiting, local dance performances, there's a forest hike to Diane Fossey's gravesite. There's a hike to the neighboring Kasimbi or Visoki volcanoes and a visit to Lake Kivu and Gisenyi. So here is a picture. It looks like you're in Tibet because you're sort of way above the cloud line, but absolutely gorgeous. And you can see the rich Rwanda fabrics and the views. Absolutely beautiful. The last lodge that I'm going to feature, but there's no visuals, is Singita Kwitonda, because they're only opening in August, but greatly anticipated, and it's in a private concession near the Volcanoes National Park. Also small, only with 8 suites and a villa, a 4-bedroom villa, and it is named after the legendary silverback gorilla Kwitonda, and he was known for his humility and gentleness. And it's going to be truly upscale. So those are some of the lodges and what to expect when visiting Rwanda and Volcanoes National Park. Moving along to Uganda, the flight options and logistics for Uganda is that you fly into Entebbe. And the easiest way to get to Entebbe is through Kenya, through Nairobi, or through Kigali in Rwanda. And from there, it's a short connecting flight to Entebbe. And that's a scheduled flight. It's about 1 hour and 10 minutes. And it takes you to the airstrip Kihili, which is the closest to the Bwindi National Park. And there it is down here. So you could do it as a road transfer, but it's quite arduous. It's a 10-hour road transfer from Entebbe and 8 hours from Kigali in Rwanda. So just as a matter of interest, again, Kenya has recently launched direct flights to Nairobi, from Nairobi to Cape Town 3 times a week, and it also flies directly from Nairobi to Livingstone in Zambia. So again, creating easy connections between East and Southern Africa. This is a real novel approach, and we're very excited about having the Southern and the Eastern Hemisphere connected by these flights. There are the golden monkeys, and again, the stunning views. Climate and weather, again, very similar to Rwanda as they close by. Best time is to go in the dry season, which is from about June, July, August, and then also December to March. These temperatures are quite moderate. It can get chilly in the early mornings and at night, and best not to go in the rainy season. So again, dry season, and the temperatures similar to Rwanda, 86 degrees Fahrenheit and around 56 degrees in the evenings or early mornings. some of the top lodges here in Uganda, and I will go through these with you. These again are in the Burundi Impenetrable Forest, the UNESCO Heritage Site, and they are very frequently at this sanctuary gorilla forest camp visited by the gorilla families. Very close to the park entrance, only 10 minutes. Tented suites, only 8 of them, and they all have their own personal attendant. You'll find a lot of that, the butler service and the personal attendant in Uganda. You can also interact with the local Batwa communities, and there's philanthropic projects such as the community hospital and lots of forest walks and stunning birding. And here is a gorgeous view from the hotel veranda. And here, as you can see, beautifully appointed accommodations. Now, this is the Burundi Lodge, also close, of course, to the forest. It has 8 glass-fronted bundas with thatched roofs, personalized service. As I mentioned, it has a butler here. And just a little side note, the activities near the lodge include a visit to the award-winning Burundi Bar for locally made food and drinks. There's also gorgeous tours of the tea plantations and nature walks to the waterfall and along the river. Here is a stunning picture of the tea plantations. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, I keep saying the scenery in both these countries are spectacular. And there again is a picture of the lodge. And as you can see at the bottom here, the gorillas come that close to the lodge. As I said, they've been habituated, so they're kind of used to seeing, humans, but still there's all that protocol that we went through. All right, so just in finalizing this webinar, some additional information to note that the visa fees for Rwanda can be obtained on arrival at a cost of $30 per person. And for Uganda, you can apply online prior to arrival, and that's $50 per person. But there is the option of getting an East Africa visa. You can get it for $100, and it will allow you multiple entries into the 3 countries, Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda. And that has to be obtained in the country of first arrival, but it's certainly a savings and easy just to get one. Health, you need to have a yellow fever certificate, and they last forever. So that's the good news. You don't have to get one again. And you also certainly do need to take malaria tablets as well. And because you're quite high up in the altitude, we often just mention there is a possibility of altitude sickness, which in a day or so, you should be pretty much acclimatized. But those are the 3 things to be aware of. And then also just in terms of your luggage, we do require soft-sided bags that are allowed for light aircraft flights, including hand luggage and, of course, your camera equipment. And Giltedge Africa does have these bags. They are branded, with Giltedge. They're stunning. And we do sell them for about $200 per person, unless, of course, your clients spend about $150,000, then, of course, they can have the bags for free. But that is basically it in a nutshell. And just to end off with some stunning, visuals again. So at this stage, I am going to open up for any chats or any questions, and I can certainly answer them for you. So please, please be free to send me a chat. But I will be sending contact information to everybody who signed up today, so you will know how to reach us. Toll-free number, as well as my number in Austin, Texas, and a email address should you have people ready to go on this exotic adventure to Africa. So thank you, everybody, and I'll stay tuned for as long as need be to answer any questions. Otherwise, for those who need to go, please stay tuned for a follow-up email. And just to mention, our next presentation is going to be on the private and pristine islands off the ocean, off the Indian Ocean, and that's going to be on the 20th of September. And then we have a lovely one on the diversity of Botswana, which is going to be on the 26th. And I will again send those links out should you wish to join us in those webinars. Thanks, everybody, and we're standing by. Questions?